Hey now, what's going on YouTube fam? I did that video on the Cobalt a while ago, maybe last month, and I wanted to do one on the TRX. Basically, 2.5 years later of owning it, 50,000 kilometers or 49,000 is what we're at here, and it's been pretty great for the most part. I mean, driving around in a Hellcat truck, it's exactly what you think it would be. Completely amazing, besides the fuel, but nobody buys this truck because they're going on fuel for obvious reasons there. So this is my 21 Ram 1500 TRX, which I placed an order in September of 2020, and then it showed up basically at the end of March of 21 there. It's been a great truck. This is a daily driver for me. It goes to the dump, it gets loaded with all kinds of garbage. It goes to the garden center, getting rocks and dirt and everything loaded up into it. So I figured I'd just do a quick walk around and just talk about the truck, what it's been like after 2.5 years, any major issues, things like that. For those who have seen the channel, you will know this truck has done a lot of passes at the track up to now. This truck's made about 100 passes down the quarter-mile now. And unfortunately, we're still making 12.1, which is not ideal because I'm aiming for some bigger numbers here. But this is just kind of give you an inside view of the truck here and everything this thing entails. So my particular trim of this truck, this is a level 2 package. That means it has some goodies and features in here. Some safety features, stuff like that. These are the seats here. These seats are leather as well here, and I believe some suede there, or maybe Alcantara. This is a Alcantara as well as what's on here too on the door panels there. This little thing here, it's just a little police siren there. You know, it's good to move people out the way from time to time. Not that I do that kind of thing though, but you know, it's a feature that I added. You know. This particular truck has the Harman and Karden sound system as well. The 19 speakers. It seems to get the job done, but it's not a lot of thump for what you think it would be. My last Ram, I did add the JL Stealth box. I haven't done that with this one. I just want to run some better times before I add some more weight into here as well. So this particular truck with the level 2 package also has AC seats or cooling seats in the rear, obviously, as well as the heated. And same thing with our front seats, obviously, and the heated steering wheel. Once again, there's Alcantara up there. After we will load up the entertainment system there, and I'll go over some of the features that this truck has as well. And we'll have a quick look under the hood, and then I think we'll do some sound clips as well here. But yeah, over the last couple of years, it's been great. There's been no real major issues with this truck, fortunately. I did have a CV axle that I need to get replaced, and that was under warranty. There's a paint deficiency that's going on here as well, but I talked to my local dealer and they're actually just replacing the whole bumper there. And I did have condensation that was going in the taillights as well on one of these. So this is also getting warranted as well for that condensation. I previously had condensation in there as well for those clearance lights, and they had warranted that as well. So some stuff that I've done to the truck, 'cause this truck does have the AFE 3.5-inch exhaust on there. With the American racing headers. We also have the Rokblokz Mud Flaps as well. And so some things that's kind of cool about the truck for people who don't know all the little details in here as well. We'll just kind of look at the proprietary Bilstein shocks system there with remote reservoir. You know, for all the off-roading I do, which if anyone knows me, I don't. This truck really gets used for track stuff. It's not that I'm opposed to it. However, I like my paint, and I'm kind of tedious about cleaning paint and things like that. So we'll open up this here. Have a quick peek under the hood here. You'll see the AFE Momentum GT Intake as well there. Also the JLT Catch Can as well that's there. And we also have the Ripatuned Incognito pulley, which did enable a couple more pounds of boost there. However, after the headers did go on, see if we get a better look at them through here. You kind of see it a little bit better there. When those went on, I did lose a PSI of boost. However, I do feel a little more top end there as well. There's also some Roc Lights that are in here as well. It's been there for a couple years. You know, I did add a little Hellcat badge there as well. But yeah, then, you know, one of the things I plastic the Ram part on there a few years ago. Seems to be holding up pretty good there as well. I did take off, there were some badges on the tailgate and the side here as well. It did say Ram there as well, and I had removed that. As I said, this truck does get used as a truck, loading all kinds of stuff in there. Anything, moving stuff, whatever it is, right? In my opinion, if you're gonna have a truck, use it as a truck, regardless. But yeah, just a quick overview of what this particular truck has and entails here. And we'll go ahead and we'll start it up, and we'll look at the infotainment system here and some of the other stuff that it has to offer. All right, so fire it up here. So we have different drive modes in here as well. We have our auto, and we'll get to some more of those, but also vehicle info could be really in-depth as well for everything that it does cover here as well. I mean, one thing that I do monitor quite a bit, it's your IATs, your intake air temperature, air fuel ratio, and your boost as well there. I see we got 48888 for mileage there, but also the race features in the truck that it came in with. It's quite good, and also does have a lot of off-road features as well for your pitch and roll, your articulation of the wheels and things like that too. And it shows our top speed. Now, one thing that's actually interesting, so these trucks are supposed to be limited to around 188. For whatever reason, this truck in Mexico did 193, and that's limited basically because of the tires and stuff that's there. But it still did it anyways, and that's our fuel economy average, 20.2. It is particularly hot today. It feels about 35, 37 there. Trailer tow, you know, stuff that I haven't used. And it could also pull your OBD codes and everything like that as well, which these are all incredibly useful things here. But we'll load up, we'll hit TRX mode here. We'll push this there, and then that brings us to our drive modes here. As you see, we have Sport, Tow, Snow, Auto, Custom, Mud, Sand, Rock, and Baja. Let's say we put it in our Sport mode there. It loads everything up for suspension, transmission, stability, and steering, and even the paddle shifters. These paddle shifters, they do work pretty good for downshifting. However, I absolutely fail at them when trying to shift and actually use them for racing. So we don't use that. We don't touch that. If we go into our performance mode here, I'm going to pause this because this takes a minute to load here. So we'll just pause and resume. Okay, so it's finally loaded up here, and these are some of the gauges that we are able to review here. We could also go to our dashboard and show us some more gauges of torque, 0 to 60, or sorry, 0 to 100 timer as well. Now, I did another video as well. Unfortunately, the onboard system of this is probably about 0.2 to 0.3 off there, so it does read a little bit higher, but I used Draggy and some stuff like that to kind of compare those times, and I've done 3.5 in this truck here so far. Let's go into our gauges again here. Actually, sorry, back to our timers. Just skip that there. And once again, this does show some of the performance and stuff like that as well that's with it, and your times and things like that. But once again, take it a little bit lightly as they're not totally accurate. We'll go into our G-force. This is your G-force meters, your front peak, left peak, right peak, and rear as well. And once again, your pitch and roll there as well. You can also get a reading for the power as well with the horsepower and torque there. I'm gonna rev it up a bit there. It doesn't do anything because we're just revving it up in park here. Then we have our vehicle dynamics, and once again, wheel articulation there, steering angle, things like that. That's there. We're gonna go back one here. If I could, yeah, my fingers work great today. Good job, hands. Going to race options here. Then we have our launch control, we have a shift light, and our race cooldown. Race cooldown is after, maybe do some hot lapping, stuff like that. What it's going to do when the engine is off, hood is closed, battery's good, and cooling is required. It's just going to run the fan for a few minutes there to cool the engine off there. So these are some really cool features that are built into the truck as well, including, our forward camera as well. And we have a few different views in the forward camera. We also have our surround camera as well, which kind of gives us our surround view, obviously, and our backup camera here as well. It is pretty cool having all the cameras and stuff like that. I mean, the forward camera is also pretty useful as well. This truck is 8 inches wider than a regular Ram 1500, so when you're going through a drive-through, you will definitely notice that. The height of this particular truck with that Rambar sits around 6'8" as well, so getting to some places, underground parking where I am, it's not ideal. You're not going to get in there. Even some car washes are very selective as well there. I'll go back here. And once again, so just some of the other features here, a 4-wheel drive auto. So something about the TRXs, these things are always 4-wheel drive. There's no rear-wheel drive option. However, I do have the Taser for it, except I'm not throwing in rear-wheel drive. However, these tires are almost done. I got that 48K My tires gonna be done real soon, so we're gonna do a video and light them up at some point there. Yeah, axle lock, 4-wheel high, and our launch control again here. And then it goes into this. So vehicle must be on level ground, and then it'll pull timers again here as well, and your gears and stuff like that too. So those are all some really neat features as well. We're gonna go and rev it up a bit here, get this camera set up so you can hear some of that blower whine. This particular truck also has a dual panel roof, which I absolutely love. Humongous sunroof for no real good reason. It just looks awesome though. So we'll set it up, rev it up a bit. We'll get some exhaust tones from the back as well here. Even now, even when it's just idling, it sounds great. I can tell you the cold starts in winter, those neighbors, I might not be their favorite person. But, you know, what are you gonna do? Right. Sure, we heard that squealing as well there. Unfortunately, that is a symptom of that Incognito pulley. Rather unfortunate to have a truck of this caliber with a part like that you would hope would not have any issues, but I've changed that pulley twice now. I have changed the belts 4 times as well, and it's still an issue, which is just kind of frustrating there. Have it. Just a little overview of this Ram. The last couple years, it's been great. No major issues besides the stuff that I've already kind of listed there. Actually, one issue has been the driveline clunk, which is going to get repaired as well next week when it goes in the dealer for that warranty service as well. Well, thanks for checking out the video here. Thanks for checking out the truck. We'll actually point out one of the Easter eggs, which I'm sure a lot of people know, maybe some people don't know about. But right here, we have T-Rex eating a Raptor. You know, obviously Ram's pretty bold about that when it came out here to go after the Raptor, because the Raptor only had the V6. Now we have the Raptor R with the 700 horsepower, which is unfortunate they didn't come up with a higher number in the 702, because that's what this truck had. Because I feel if they did, maybe Ram would have came back with something a little bit more power, like for a final edition for a Red Eye or something like that. But those are not in the cards, and that is not happening, which sucks, because, you know, I would have been all over that, maybe. But there you have it. That's what it looks like. That's what it does. And it's been a great truck. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And zippity doo dah.